Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is who will confess romantic feelings for you. So this is the next person who will say that they have romantic feelings for you. And this is details about who that person is and how things will turn out with that person. So there are 4 piles to choose from, and I suggest selecting the pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 4, this Page of Pentacles, because the headscarf that this girl is wearing reminds me of when I was a little kid and I was obsessed with the movie Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I think there's a part in it where someone that's wearing like a headscarf or a burqa or something, they're being asked for like money or something like that, and they go, "I have nothing to give." And so I would put like a blanket or a scarf or something around my head when I was a kid and kind of walk around the house and say I have nothing to give over and over again. So that's why I would choose that. I will put the timestamps in the description down below, so feel free to pause the video now to select your pile, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the Page of Wands, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out who the next person is that's going to confess romantic feelings for you. So we're starting off your spread here with this World card. And immediately what I'm getting from this is that for 99% of you, this is someone that you have had a past romantic entanglement with that has come to an end in some kind of way. So for a lot of you, this is an ex. For others of you, maybe it's like a former fling. Maybe you never had anything official with this person, but there was some flirtation. There was like a situationship. There was something going on. Because with the World here, this is the last card in the Major Arcana, which is kind of these big, important life lessons. And a lot of the times in a relationship reading, I see the World card almost as like a step up in terms of levels of commitment. But with the Void, which is the Fool card following it next, it feels like instead of progressing, the need for commitment or the desire to reach a certain goal with this person, to reach a higher level of commitment with this person is what ultimately caused it to end, because this person was avoidant, they were not emotionally available, they weren't ready, whatever the situation may be. So definitely it feels like there was a desire maybe on your end to take things further with this person. Maybe you wanted to be officially coupled up, you wanted to define the relationship. Maybe you were dating this person and you were like, we need to move in together or get engaged, or, you know, we need to start having conversations about this. And this person was just like very resistant to it. And so it felt like, you know, the end of all of this effort that you've put in to being with this person, or all the time that you've thought about them. But for a lot of you, I'm really getting that this is an ex that maybe you were with for a while and it just ended up feeling like it wasn't really going anywhere. But ultimately, I do think that it was something that provided a lot of lessons about love for both you and the ex. And as I said, the next card here is the Void, which is in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Fool. And this is the very first card in the Major Arcana. So we go from the ending to the beginning. So this is what your ex wants with you. They want to go from being completely cut off, being completely done, to having a new beginning. They want to have this redemption arc with you. And I think it's because, first of all, they feel like the grass is not greener on the other side. They feel a little bit foolish for having let you go. And that's really coming through in the card in the middle of your spread here, this Two of Swords. So to me, this has a message regarding your feelings about this person and their feelings about you. So the Two of Swords can really indicate someone who refuses to take action, who can't make up their mind about what they want to do. And so I feel like this was probably the energy of this person when you were romantically involved with them in the past, which is that they said that they liked you, and yet they wouldn't actually like put in any action. It was just like they were hemming and hawing. They wouldn't, they might say that they want to be with you, but they weren't putting any action behind it. There was no forward movement. And I feel like this is also representative of your energy toward this person now, where maybe you have closed off and you are not in a space where you are emotionally receptive to them anymore. You have created that boundary already, because it feels like for a lot of you, you have been separated from this person for a good amount of time. But that is not going to stop this person from wanting to come toward you and confess these romantic feelings. And that is evidenced by this Witch of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So this person, very heavily I'm getting, could be an earth sign, in particular a Capricorn, and to a lesser extent a Virgo, and to an even lesser extent a Taurus, or they could have a prominent Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm also picking up some Aquarian energy here. But with this Knight of Pentacles, this person does want to come forward and actually have something to offer you this time. So I think they are aware that in the past, they definitely shortchanged you. They may have breadcrumbed you, just given you enough attention, enough affection, enough love for you to kind of hold out hope and hold on to this person, but it was never enough to actually sustain you. And I think that you have had that realization since you separated from them. And I think since they've been away from you, their feelings for you, or their perception of you, or their relationship with you has changed. And so now they're feeling regretful of having kind of let you go, and they want to say that they wish they had done more. They wish they had actually taken action and put forth the effort to really lock things down with you. They wish they had been more patient and more dedicated than they were. And that is really all encapsulated in the final card in your spread here, this Eight of Cups in reverse. So the Eight of Cups upright is a card that represents walking away from something that is maybe emotionally satisfying to you but is no longer serving you. So in reverse, it's feeling like being attached to something from the past that was emotionally satisfying to you, but maybe isn't available anymore or isn't there for you anymore. So that's why I'm really very strongly for this pile picking up that X energy. It definitely feels like someone who just kind of refuses to let you go emotionally. I kind of had an ex like this where when we were dating, they were still hung up on like a girl they had dated in high school. Mind you, this person was 10 years removed from that. So it was really like ridiculous at the time. It's like, why are you still hung up on this fantasy, basically? Because you don't know this person anymore. And I kind of heard after we broke up from other people that they had dated that I became the new girl from high school. Like now I was the person that my ex was hung up on, or kind of like comparing their new partners to, which is not really fair to them. And it's not fair to me because I don't think that I was treated well. I feel like I don't want to be appreciated only when you can't have access to me anymore. And that's kind of what this pile feels like. It feels like they had you and they could have had you long term, but they wouldn't make that commitment. They would not make that decision. And so they ended up losing you, and they've kind of realized that they miss you, or they at least miss having someone there who cares about them in that way, who supports them in that way. And so I think this person wants to come back kind of to gauge if you're still emotionally open to them, which I think for most of you, you are not. But either way, it might be nice to just hear this person say, I was actually wrong. I should have treated you better. I should have cherished you more when I actually had you. And with your pile marker being the Page of Wands here, I definitely feel like this person has strong Page of Wands energy. So the Page of Wands is someone who can be very excitable. They really can be very creative, and they get like new ideas sparked in their mind all the time, but they really flit around from idea to idea, and they don't really stick to things or follow through with them necessarily. And so I think that they kind of have this same approach to relationships, where when they first meet someone, maybe they're very excited about it, they're all about it, but they don't really have follow through. They're not really putting in the effort to kind of build the foundation of a long-lasting relationship. They just want that initial spark, and they don't really know how to proceed beyond that. And so if someone's expecting more of them or holding them to a higher standard, then they will want to kind of chase that initial spark with whoever else makes them feel that way. And I think that this person probably will continue to repeat that process and to continue to miss people from their past, including you, until they resolve the emotional unavailability in themselves that causes them to not want to invest in the people that they claim to care about. So your first romance angels card here is heart-to-heart conversations, which says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So definitely I think your ex will want to come back and tell you they were wrong. I still have feelings for you. I wish that I had given you more when I had you. And I think that you will be curious enough to listen, but not maybe emotionally receptive to it. I don't think you will reciprocate your ex's feelings. We also have the wedding card, which says this situation involves marriage. So I think for a lot of you, this person will say, I wish that I had proposed to you or married you, or at least put in a higher level of commitment with you. I wish that I had, defined the relationship. I wish that we had moved in together. I wish that we had gotten engaged. Whatever the situation is, especially with this Knight of Pentacles here, which is someone that is really big on commitment and stability. So this person definitely wants to come back towards you and tell you, I wish I had offered you something that had more meaning than just, the breadcrumbs that I was giving you. So overall, my pile ones, it's your ex who did not give you enough, who was emotionally unavailable. They're going to come back and say they regret the way they acted. Up to you to decide what you do with that. But I think for a lot of you, this past relationship did teach you enough to know that you will not settle for that any longer. So you might as well just say, well, thank you for acknowledging that, but, that's never going to happen, respectfully. So that is it for your reading with my pile one. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 2, the Page of Swords, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out who the next person is that will confess romantic feelings towards you. And let's see who they are and maybe how your relationship with them will end up. So we're starting off your spread here with this Two of Pentacles. And immediately I'm picking up very strongly on the viewer's energy here. So for a lot of you, you really have been embodying this Two of Pentacles when it comes to your love life. I think you kind of have two sides about it. For 99% of you, I'm feeling that you are single and you have been single for a little bit. Part of you really enjoys being alone, and maybe it took you a while to get there. It took you a while to be able to be comfortable within yourself, but now you've gotten so good at protecting your peace that the idea of letting someone else in is a little bit intimidating. It could be that you have had very negative experiences in the past when it came to romance or love. But it feels like you're kind of reconciling these two sides of yourself, which is one side who maybe does crave a romantic relationship and would like someone to prove you wrong, to show you that love doesn't have to be painful, to show you that having a relationship with someone can be something that is beneficial and not detrimental to your life. And then this other part of you that would rather kind of be self-contained, because if you don't open yourself up to the possibility of love, if you don't let someone get close to you, then you also are kind of protecting yourself from the possibility of heartbreak or being hurt emotionally or disappointed by a romantic partner. And I think that for a lot of you, you've kind of come into this very finely tuned balance, or maybe sometimes you really do feel lonely, but I think for the most part, you are very good at being by yourself because you are very protective over your heart now. And with the Wheel of Fortune as the next card in your spread, I believe this represents the person that is coming in for you. I do think that this is a new person. It feels definitely like a very unexpected meeting. So it could be that you meet this person through friends and you'd never really heard about them before, or they start working at your job, or they're a customer at your job, or they're a new student in your classroom, or, something like that. It feels like it could be also a chance meeting, so maybe you run into each other at a coffee shop or a library or at a baseball game or, something like that. But this person generally is someone that's new to you, and meeting them is very surprising. I think that you were very surprised at how much you enjoy being around this person as well. They could be a Sagittarius or have a prominent Sagittarius placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. The other signs that I am picking up for this are Aries, Scorpio, and Pisces. But I'm feeling most strongly here the Scorpio and the Sagittarius. So this person could be very well-traveled, but they seem very adventurous right off the bat. They're pretty outgoing. They do not have a difficult time expressing themselves or meeting new people. So when you do meet each other, I definitely think this person introduces themselves to you first. And they're very casual about it. It doesn't feel weird at all. They're very easy to talk to. This person could also be foreign to you in some kind of way. So maybe they are literally from another country or a continent and they just moved to your area, or they're visiting your area. They could be from another town, another state, another province, another region. But generally, it feels like you have very different backgrounds. So it could be that you are different ethnicities, different races, but there is kind of a difference in the way that you two were raised, or the experiences that you two have had. And not in a bad way. I think you will find this person pretty interesting. I'm also getting that they have a pretty big personality. So definitely they light up a room. I think people are drawn to them because they are so easy to talk to and because they seem to be very adventurous and kind of full of these stories. So I think when you initially meet this person, you will enjoy speaking to them. However, the middle card in your spread here is the Tower. So I really kind of see the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower almost as two sides of the same coin, because it's this element of surprise for both of them, but the Wheel of Fortune is typically very positive, while the Tower can be kind of devastating. So I don't think that this person is going to devastate you. I think this is more your feelings about it. I think that you have been so good at finding this balance within yourself and within your love life, because you have not had someone kind of challenge you in a way where you could actually see yourself integrating them into your life. It's very easy to remain balanced when you don't actually like someone, but once I think you meet this person, I think you probably do have a crush on them. You do have feelings toward them, and I think that scares you a little bit because you've not really let someone in that way in quite some time. And also, you are still very protective of yourself. So you're kind of at war, where a part of you is like, I want to take the risk. I want to open up to this person. While the other part of you is like, absolutely not. Like, it's too scary. And I think that attitude is really coming through in the Tower, which is, this level of shock, this feeling of everything that you've built up has kind of crumbled. And I think in your case, it's this feeling of having built up this fortress of protection is crumbling under this person's gaze. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I think this person is just kind of melting your walls in a way that you weren't expecting, because they did kind of pop up into your life unexpectedly. And I think it really concerns you with how honest and open they are about their feelings towards you. I do think that this person confesses to you pretty early on, like, I have feelings for you, I would like to date you, I would like to be with you, whatever that is. And that's really coming through also in the next card in your spread, this Witch of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, which is the most romantic knight in the tarot. So I think this person comes to you and very sweetly confesses their feelings, actually. And they might even do like the whole wine and dine thing, like give you flowers, give you chocolate, like plan a date, make reservations. This person is very much about the process of courting, and they want to prove to you that they're very serious about their emotions. And we interspread here with this Seven of Wands. And in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Seven of Wands is depicted by someone who is on a mountain, basically, and everyone on the lower part of the mountain is trying to beat them off with a stick, beat this singular person off. And the singular person is on top, and they're kind of defending themselves as well as they can. They're not seemingly in any real danger, but they are kind of overwhelmed. And I think that perfectly encapsulates your feelings about this person. I think you like this person also, but because you like them and because you are not used to maybe having a healthy relationship or having to be vulnerable when it comes to love, because you have practiced so hard at protecting yourself and closing yourself off from being vulnerable, that it is a little bit of like a mental struggle for you. You constantly maybe are overcome with doubts or fears. And the good news about the Seven of Wands is that the person in the Seven of Wands still comes out on top. So I do think that you and this person can still make it work. I think it'll just take you a little while to get used to, because I think you are the person that is embodying this Page of Swords energy, which is the card you selected as your pile marker. If you look at this card, the person in the card has a very defensive posture. They're holding their sword as if they're going to, tell someone to back off, or I'll slice you open. And I think that is definitely the energy that you are giving when it comes to love, is that you're very protective of yourself, and probably rightfully so, but it does make it difficult for people to approach you. And so I think this person's boldness really comes in handy, because I don't think if this person was less outgoing, if this person was not as like honest and adventurous and willing to put in the effort immediately, if they were more calculated and decided to hang back a while, I think it would not sufficiently like be able to catch you off guard in a way that you can't premeditate how you will respond to this person. And I think that's beneficial for you. I think this person's optimism when it comes to love will really allow you to transform from this defensive figure into someone who can start embodying the romance that this person is trying to give you with the Knight of Cups. So for your first Romance Angels card, we have let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. So again, I do think for a lot of you, you are very closed off when it comes to love. You are very suspicious of everyone's motivations. You are not very comfortable with allowing yourself to give into the feeling. So you are really being encouraged when this next person pops up into your life randomly and they tell you that they like you, to believe them and not try to read too much into it or overanalyze. Just allow yourself to be in the situation and allow it to unfold naturally. Second card is stay optimistic about your love life, which says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So again, don't go into this, looking for any reason to cut them off. Don't go into it just waiting for them to mess up or waiting for them to prove you wrong. Go into it with an open heart and mind, because this person, I think, genuinely does want to give you romance, to have a healthy relationship with you. And I think allowing yourself to trust this person will be very beneficial to you, not only in romance and love, but in your life in general. I think it will heal a lot of your kind of internal wounds, or the reasons why you have your walls up so high. So that is it for your reading, my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 3, the Page of Cups, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out who the next person is that will confess their romantic feelings towards you, and maybe what will happen with that situation. So we're starting off your spread here with this Maiden of Pentacles, and this is a Page of Pentacles. And immediately what I'm getting is that I think most of you already know who this person is. I think this is someone that maybe you are peripherally kind of aware that they are attracted to you in some way. So maybe it's someone that you see at work or at school, or someone that you kind of just have a few encounters with. Maybe you go to the same book club or to the same bar quite frequently, and so you see this person, you've had a few conversations with them, and you kind of feel in the vibes that maybe they're attracted to you, but they haven't done anything explicit enough for you to like truly be able to tell. It's just a feeling that you have. I definitely think that this person does like you. For a lot of you, this person could be a little bit younger than you. And even if they're not actually younger in age, I think they are younger in maybe experience, or they're aware that they are, they have less control or less occupancy in your mind or in your heart than you do to them. Because the Page of Pentacles is someone who, especially in a relationship, feels the need to prove themselves because they don't really have enough going on. So this is someone that a lot of times maybe you see, well, I guess they might be like a good partner, but I've just never really thought of them that way. Like, I'm not really that attracted to them. I don't really know how I feel about them. I don't dislike them, but I just don't feel that connection. And then that person is like, well, how can I make this person feel the same way that I feel? And I think that's really the vibe of that this person is giving off, is wanting to be able to impress you, but also just thinking that you are out of their league, and maybe you are actually out of their league because you're coming through in this Queen of Cups. So this is how this person sees you, as someone who's very empathetic. So that might be one of the reasons why they're really drawn to you. They feel like you're easy to talk to and very like non-judgmental, very kind, and they also like that you can be very like intuitive and philosophical. So you are not necessarily someone who just needs to have like small talk. Like, you can have deep emotional conversations with people that you don't know that well. So I think maybe this person feels a sense of closeness to you that maybe you don't necessarily feel toward them. But definitely they do see you as this figure who can just trust their gut instincts, who is very like free-spirited, who people can rely on, someone who can keep secrets very well. And I think those are the qualities that have attracted them to you. But again, you are showing up as a queen while they are merely a page. So they definitely do recognize that there is a power imbalance when it comes to this relationship, either because you are out of their league, or they perceive you as being out of their league, or they feel significantly less experienced in love or relationships than you do, or there's an actual age difference where you are the older person. But overall, especially with this particular Queen of Cups card, this queen has a rose over her head. I feel like you have not even really noticed that this person is maybe having these kind of deep feelings for you. Again, I feel like a lot of you, because you have very strong intuition, you have felt maybe intuitively or in your gut when you talk to this person, they might be attracted to you, but they haven't done anything tangible enough for you to be able to say, oh yeah, they definitely do yet. But obviously this is a reading about who will confess romantic feelings toward you, so I do think that this person intends to come and probably ask you on a date specifically. This person could be in Earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or have a prominent Earth sign placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But I think they can come off as almost a little bit like introverted or grounded, and so I think that's another reason why they're attracted to you, is because your empathy and your ability to kind of get people to open up emotionally without doing much is kind of a relief for someone who maybe feels awkward initiating conversations or finding a way to connect to other people on an emotional level. They just feel safe doing that with you immediately. Now, in the middle of your spread, we have this Ten of Wands, and this is a card about kind of doing things alone and also a feeling of being burdened. So I think for a lot of you, because you are very kind people, once these feelings are confessed, you are going to not feel that great about it, because I don't think you feel the same way about this person. And so now the burden is kind of on you to like gently reject them, which is very difficult for people who are very empathetic and emotional, which I think you are, as represented by this Queen of Cups. But ultimately, if you don't tell this person it's not going to happen, I think they would continue to try, because they do have the perseverance here of the Page of Pentacles. And the Ten of Wands does represent someone who, you know, even if they don't have any help, even if no one believes in them, they will still keep going and keep trying until the very end. And so I think this person will continuously try to gain your affections unless you're very clear about this is not going to happen. And I think that might be very uncomfortable for you, but I do think ultimately that is what will happen, because the next card in your spread is this Ace of Cups in reverse. So Ace of Cups upright can indicate like a new romantic connection or a new confession. In reverse, it is kind of nipping it in the bud before it starts. So I do think this is you maybe saying, hey, I think you're a very nice person. I've enjoyed speaking with you, but I am just not interested. And I know that is very difficult to do. It's difficult to be either party in that situation. But I do think that is the best way to go about it, instead of kind of living in this state of discomfort where this person is continuously flirting with you or trying to get you to like them and you're just not interested. And I think in the end here with this Five of Swords, they do end up feeling wounded, a little bit rejected, but I don't think that it is something that they will carry with them forever. I think anyone, you know, that gets rejected romantically, it's emotionally painful, but it's not something that you can't get over. I think this person does kind of accept that you were not interested and walks away though. So I don't think that you really have to worry about them bothering you or kind of harassing you into wanting them after you really establish that it's not going to happen. So the pile marker that you selected is this Page of Cups, and I think this also embodies the energy of that person, which is someone who is maybe naively hopeful when it comes to their outlook on love or romantic relationships. And so I think this person has maybe idealized you in a way that is not really true to what your actual relationship with them is. And what I mean by that is, and I've done this in the past, I am guilty of this, is that sometimes you meet someone and maybe you're already attracted to them, and you have like one or two good conversations and you're like, that's it, this is my person, like this is the person I'm meant to be with. And to the other person, it's just like, oh yeah, that person was nice, and then I think it's very easy being a romantic to kind of take the distance between you and another person and project your own fantasy into that. And I think that is kind of an affliction of a not well-formed Page of Cups, and maybe this person where they've kind of decided that you have more of a connection than you actually do. So for your first Romance Angels card, we got very soon, which says clearly decide what you want, so that comes to you now. So I think this is you having to decide very soon after they tell you that they like you, how to kind of approach the situation. And again, the advice is saying, I really think you should just be very honest that you are not interested. You don't have to be mean about it. I know it feels mean to reject anyone, but you're allowed to not be interested in someone. And I think you just have to prepare yourself to be able to say that to this person. Second Romance Angels card is Separation, which says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So this really goes with that Five of Swords to me. So this is after you say, listen, it's not going to happen. I do think that this person removes themselves, extricates themselves from your life. So I do think that this person gives you space. They really accept that you are not interested, and they distance themselves to kind of avoid that awkwardness of having to be around someone that likes you, but you don't like them back. So I think overall this will work out, in that both of you will end up okay in the end, but I do think this is kind of an awkward situation when it first happens. All right, my pile threes, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 4, the Page of Pentacles, welcome to your reading. So who is the next person that will confess romantic feelings toward you, and what's going to happen with that person? We're starting off your spread here with the Sun. Immediately what I'm picking up is that this person has very strong fire sign energy. In particular, I'm getting Leo and Aries most strongly, and to a lesser extent Sagittarius, or they could have a prominent fire sign placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, but generally they are embodying that kind of fire sign energy, which is someone who has a lot of initiative, so they really know how to go after the things they want. This person could also be pretty generous with their emotions and time and finances. I'm also getting that this person tends to kind of bring out the playful side in other people. This person kind of has this duality to their personality where they're both like very responsible, they are very reliable and dependable, but they also are not like an all work no play person. This person is fun to be around. I think this person really values having like a work-life balance, or just generally finding a way to have their responsibilities done but have fun at the same time. They don't want to be someone who's all about the practical, and they don't want to be someone who avoids the things that they need to take care of. So again, we have the Sun opening up here as the first card, and the Sun is really the happiest card in the tarot deck. So I think this person will make you very happy. You'll be very happy around this person. You feel very playful, very childlike. You feel like just, I just heard the poem, Having a Coke with You. I can't think of who's the author of that poem off the top of my head, but basically the poem is, there's all these beautiful things in the world, but my favorite thing is just the simple thing that I get to do with you. Like, there's nothing better to me than just drinking like a soda with you at the end of the day. And I think that's really the vibe that this person brings out in you. I do think that there is mutual romantic feelings here. And I think that you just have a lot of fun together. I'm also getting that this person could be very like funny, like they're very good at telling stories, and that they tend to kind of light up a room. Like I think they might be considered like the funny friend when they go out. Now the next card in the spread here is the Sovereign, and in this deck this is the equivalent of the Emperor. So this is that kind of dual energy, because the Emperor is someone who still has that same initiative, that same drive, that same quality of like leadership or kind of being able to be the center of attention. But the Emperor is a much more like mature, solid, dependable energy than the Sun. So this person, although they have this lighthearted energy, they still are very responsible and they take their responsibilities very seriously. This person does like being in control in a lot of aspects in their life, and I don't think that they are controlling, but this is definitely someone who would like to, for example, be the person who plans dates. They're someone who likes to take that kind of initiative. They could be like in a boss or managerial role in their career, or if they're in school, they could be someone who really takes a lot of initiative in that way. So they could be like a student teacher or have like start a study group, start a club, something like that. They are very much people who, if they don't see the path carved out ahead of them, they will forge it themselves. And this person has very masculine energy, regardless of whether you are interested in men or not. This person just generally has very masculine energy, and I think that you will really appreciate that. With the Four of Pentacles in the middle of your spread here, I'm getting two messages from this. So the first is that this person can be kind of possessive when it comes to you. Again, I'm not getting like toxic energy from this person, so I just think that they are very much like they are very monogamous to their core. They don't want anyone else to flirt with you. I don't think they would freak out or like lash out at you if that happened, but they definitely like the security of like monogamy and having the titles for whatever is going on between you, which I think is what really prompts this person to confess their romantic feelings toward you. The other message that I'm getting is that I don't think that this is going to be someone that you meet and you just immediately start dating. This really feels to me like you meet this person, you know this person, you get to know them, maybe you're hanging out with them for a while or you're around them quite frequently, and it takes them a while to actually confess these feelings toward you. And it's not because they don't have the feelings, it's because I think this person is almost a little bit afraid to share them at first, because the Four of Pentacles a lot of time can indicate a fear of like letting go of something, a fear of openness, and especially with the Hangman following this, I do think that this is them kind of being afraid to tell you their feelings at first. So they definitely are holding their cards close to their chest, but I definitely think they're working to impress you. I think this person, especially because they do have this Emperor energy, they really value wanting to come at you, wanting to approach you with all their ducks in a row. They don't want to come at you with like a seemingly half-hearted offer. They want to be able to say, you know, like, I can afford to take you on a date, like I'm emotionally available, I'm there for you, I'm ready, I want to do this, this, and this at this time, I made the reservation, let's go. Like they definitely don't want to waste any time, but I think they also don't want to come across too intense initially and scare you off, so I think they're also kind of trying to judge where you are at with them emotionally. So the next card here is the Hangman. And I'm getting, again, two messages for this. So the first is that I do think this is someone that you know for a while before they confess their romantic feelings for you. That's really exemplified by the Hangman, because this is a card about, waiting. It's a card about kind of being in this uncomfortable position of not really knowing how things are going to turn out, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do think, you both are attracted to each other, both have romantic feelings toward each other, and you are... no one has quite made a move for a little bit, because this person wants to do it like properly, which is sweet. The other message that I'm getting from the Hangman is that this is a very like spiritual connection. It's one of those things where you just feel comfortable like being around each other, being quiet together. Like you have this kind of innate sense of comfort within your relationship. Like being around each other is like being wrapped up in a blanket. And I think that really ties into the sun energy of just feeling like, you know, the best part of my day is just being able to like sit down and drink a soda with you. It's a very quiet, calming, fulfilled kind of loving energy where I think that you just understand each other's values and goals and dreams better than maybe you've experienced with any of your past romantic partners. So your final card in the spread is this Two of Cups, which is a beautiful relationship card, very romantic. It's two people coming together, really enjoying being together. And so I think this is obviously what happens once this period of them kind of getting their ducks in a row to approach you and confess their feelings. Once they actually confess your feelings, I do think you will get together with this person. I think you will be dating, most definitely, and you will have a lot of fun together. So I really feel like the journey of this whole pile is kind of encapsulated in the pile marker you selected, which is the Page of Pentacles. Because the Page of Pentacles is someone who, first of all, is very dependable. They know what they want. They know what they would like to achieve, but they have not yet proven themselves. And I feel like this is the feeling that this person has and why maybe they do take a little bit of time before they actually confess their feelings, because they want to make sure that they can prove to you that they are worthy of your time and affection, energy, and eventually love. So the other thing with the Page of Pentacles is this is someone bringing a message of stability. So this person wants to assure you that this is not a passing fling. They want to assure themselves that it's not, you know, just a crush that they have. The longevity of their affection toward you is going to be very reassuring for both of you. So the first Romance Angels card here says romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So again, I feel like you both have romantic feelings toward each other. You have this feeling like you can really be yourself and have fun, and you don't really feel like you have to watch what you say or try to make yourself seem more appealing or different than who you really are in your core self, because this person really accepts you as you are. The second Romance Angels card here is Flirt, which says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So again, I do think you two have a lot of fun together, especially with this Sun card here. There's so much lighthearted energy. There's so much fun. I can just like picture two people kind of like running around on the beach, or like you know, like knocking each other over in the pool, or like going to get an ice cream, you know, like it's a very pure puppy love kind of energy, and I think that's really sweet. I think you just really love talking to each other and kind of jokingly teasing each other, and I think that you just feel so connected to each other on a very like visceral level. So that's really beautiful. So congratulations to you, my pile fours. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care.